What is going on, everybody? This is Josh back again with another video, and today's gonna be my review on Ray Donovan. Season 7 has been released. Episode 1 came out, and in my opinion, I actually liked it. It was really good. When it came down to season 6, there's a couple things that I just thought wasn't even that good. But when this episode released, I didn't know what was gonna happen, but I'm liking every single minute of it. So, it picks up right where it left off. They end up killing those crooked cops because they're trying to free Bridget because, of course, she was kidnapped because they were trying to make Ray Donovan do some things. So Ray Donovan got his daughter back. He ended up killing all the dirty cops. They cut him up into pieces. And what's actually really crazy is that Bridget participated in this. And even her husband actually participated in that. I'm saying participating like if it's something good to do. But she was actually a part of it. And what's crazy is that Bridget, if you see her through season 1, it's like you would not expect that to happen to her. I actually thought they were going to make Carl. I think that was his name. It's Ray Donovan's son. I think his name was Carl. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I thought it was going to be him who was going to be the main character. I thought Bridget was going to slowly fade away. But it looks like his son is more likely fading away. He ended up going to the military, and you don't see him at all throughout this whole episode. You mainly just see a lot of Bridget. She's over there just handling guns, target practicing, and it looks like she's wanting to divorce her husband. But I actually thought this one was really good. So Ray Donovan ends up taking his father to jail, which was Mickey. He takes him to jail because the deal with Furtati, hopefully I'm saying that right. So the deal between them is that he needs to turn in his father if he wants to get Bunchy out of jail. And Bunchy gets out of jail. They end up going to their house. And Mickey knows that he's going to have to go to jail. So it looks like he's trying to sneak out. He's doing that. Oh, I'll be back. I'm going to go get some cigarettes. I'm going to go get some donuts. You know those sayings of dads who end up just bouncing. He ends up doing that. And Ray Donovan's like, you're all right. You want to go get some donuts? Let's go get some donuts. And then all of a sudden, he just gets cold feet. He don't even want to go no more. So he's like, you know what? Just give me a minute. We'll go in a little bit. And then Ray Donovan goes to his car, and I see Mickey leaning over, like if he saw something on the ground. Right away, I was like, all right, he found a 4-leaf clover. Bet he found a 4-leaf clover, and that's exactly what he found. So I thought that right when he found that, he was going to get released. Like for some odd reason, he goes to try to turn himself in and they just release him. But that's not exactly what happens. He ends up getting turned in and he goes into the system and he goes into prison. So Ray Donovan is getting therapy, and it looks like he's actually taking it a lot more serious than what he did before. Because before it kind of seemed like it was a court appointed kind of thing. And now it looks like he's actually taking it pretty serious. So he ends up catching a guy because, of course, he's still doing his side job. He ends up chasing down a guy. And, it looks like maybe the guy is just stalking that ballerina girl who's trying to dance. It looks like that guy is stalking her. And Ray Donovan was hired to intimidate him. So Ray Donovan's chasing him, and the guy ends up falling down the stairs. He ends up catching up to him and tells him, you need to make sure you leave that girl alone. And the guy ends up cussing at him, and Ray Donovan just punched him in the mouth. Now, he ends up walking away, but he does something that I don't think I've ever seen him do throughout the whole season of Ray Donovan. He actually goes back and he apologizes to him, saying that he's going through some things. So it looks like he's actually taking this whole therapy pretty serious. One thing that I was actually really sad to see is the fact that Terry is back to the way he used to be. Like his arm is shaking. I think they said he has Parkinson's, and that's because of that. Since he was fighting, it messed him all up. He did get some surgery in his head, and it did fix the issue. But instead of him just living a life where he was just all good, he decided to do street fighting. And then he ends up turning back into the way he was, where his arm's shaking, he can barely walk, and now he's hallucinating. And I thought it was actually pretty sad to see that, because I actually liked Terry. I really liked him when he went to jail and people were trying to just like play him, but then he ended up putting him in their place because, of course, he is a boxer, so he knows exactly what to do. So I did like him on that point, but at the fact that they brought him back down to this, that does kind of suck. So I'm hoping he ends up finding a solution to what he's going through. Now, what I liked about this whole episode is that 4-leaf clover that Mickey found. He ends up finding it on the floor, and it's like throughout this whole season, you see signs of it. He ends up getting a tattoo of it on his hand or on his arm, and he's actually getting transported to Rikers, and then he ends up seeing a 4-leaf clover semi-truck that's carrying gasoline. And I just like a ton of things just made me think that something is gonna happen. So as they're driving, because of course he's getting transported, as he's driving in that bus, the bus and the back door opens. Like, I guess it just hits a bump and then it just snaps right open. I thought he was gonna actually jump out. It kind of goes into like a cutscene, and then it goes back to them trying to fix that door, and you see Mickey just pop out of nowhere. He decided to stay in that bus because I'm pretty sure if he fell out, he would have got hurt pretty bad, because I think they were going like 60 miles an hour. There he ends up seeing that semi-truck with the 4-leaf clover. So I just started seeing it, like I was thinking, all right, Mickey is going to somehow get out of this bus, beat up that fat guy who was the driver of the semi-truck, and he's going to take the semi-truck and just drive off. But then you end up seeing the guy just leave. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, you don't know what the heck's going on right now. In the meantime, Ray Donovan, who ended up killing all those police officers, somebody finds their head in the ocean. They end up finding their head in there. And now, since that happened, a lot of ballistic reports are going to be done because the bullet is still stuck in its head. And they still have the gun. Ray Donovan still has the gun that actually killed that guy. And what he's going to do is really shady. He ends up trying to get some fingerprints from his dad so he can put it on the gun, and he can actually have his dad take the fall for it. That way, you know, they have their man in jail. They already know who did it, and they're not even going to look for Ray Donovan whatsoever. But, you know, that doesn't work out because he does get transferred to Rikers. And Ray Donovan is just waiting in the waiting room until he can actually see his dad. Of course, since he's still out there trying to get transported to Rikers, the only thing he can do is just wait. And then just scene by scene, you know, you see things happening. Then I ended up seeing that fat guy who's driving that truck. He's eating a lot of food. And then out of nowhere, he ends up having a heart attack. And his truck ends up just going in reverse. I guess, you know, his foot got off the gas and he's just going back and back. Now, the prison transport is going directly towards that semi-truck with a lot of gas, and a big explosion happens. Right when that explosion happens, it just ends right there. Now, I'm thinking, there's no way Mickey died from this. There's no way he died. He's been a big part of Ray Donovan the whole season. There's no way they're going to film him. But then it shows you a clip of what this whole season is going to be about. And this season is going to be really, really good. So, right away they say Mickey died. They end up saying he passes away because that truck basically took everybody out. And they're dragging people out in body bags, so I'm sure a bunch of them are just like burned to the point where you can't even recognize who they are. So, in a way I was thinking, okay, if they're doing this, most likely Mickey is going to live. Somehow he found a way to live and he escaped. So it keeps on going from scene to scene to scene, and you still don't see Mickey anywhere. So little by little, I was beginning to think, yeah, he's dead. But then, you know, there's this one scene where Ray Donovan opens the door, and you see a figure. Like you can only see like the side of him. You see somebody there, and Ray Donovan punches him. Right when I saw that, I automatically knew that has to be Mickey. But they're just gonna hold that off until a little bit later. Maybe he'll come in the mid-season, I don't know. But I'm telling you, this episode was good. It was really good. It looks like Ray Donovan's back, and the season's gonna be even better. So I'm gonna keep this video short. It is kind of late, so I'll keep this video short. And let me know if you want me to continue to review Ray Donovan. I can do it like the way I do 911, where it's like an ongoing thing. 911 is probably my favorite show, so I continue to review that one over and over. So if Ray Donovan is your favorite TV show, let me know, and I'll definitely review it over and over until the final season. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment. Let me know if there's something you want me to check out besides Ray Donovan. There is a lot of shows out there. I'm not reviewing a bunch of them because there's too many to even talk about. So there's a lot of shows out there. Let me know if there's something you want me to talk about, and I'll definitely talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll just see you guys in the next one. Peace.